morning, everybody. Welcome to Wine Time. It's Thursday. Yay. Friday Junior. I love Thursdays. Thursdays are my favorite day of the week. Sometimes you feel too pressured on Friday, like, oh, it's Friday, I got to do something. And Thursday, it's kind of like, well, I got to work tomorrow still, so I want to have some fun, but not too much fun. That's why I love Thursdays. Cheers, everybody. I'm Melanie, Nectar of the Dogs Wine, and I am joined here with, you just saw Bronny and Vinny on that opening slide, right? If you joined us before, welcome back. If it's your first time, well, welcome to Wine Time. But Bronny and Vinny were our wine dogs, and Vinny made his way to the Rainbow Bridge in October, but I have a surprise for everybody. And Todd, let's take a look at what's going on down here at my feet. Well, there's Bronny. He's still around in his lovely sweater because it's a little chilly outside. And, well, the new pups are in there sleeping. We'll try to get them out over the course of the show, but yeah, we'll see what they look like in a bit. We're still here in the studio. I'm still by myself. Let's go over to Northridge and say hi to Monica. Monica.
Melanie. Cheers.
Cheers. Happy Thursday. I didn't even take it.
That's what I call it. You call it Friday Junior. I call it Friday Eve.
Friday Eve. That's a good way to look at it too. I didn't even have a chance to take a sip, so here we go.
What is it that you're drinking over there?
A lovely, refreshing white wine that I'll get into detail in a moment.
Excuse me.
That's okay.
So you showed your pups down there.
I did, but there's
tell us more about them.
It looked like a big black blob.
Yeah, there are two. There are definitely two.
Black blob. Try to say that 3 times really quick. Before we get into that, I just, in previous episodes, we've kind of gone through our story and the dogs on the label and all that stuff. And we're just going to encourage people to go to our website, nectarofthedogswine.com, and learn all about who we are and what we do and why we do what we do. There you can find the story of the dogs and the label. But right now, because the most important thing to us is our mission. So I want to show this and just let everybody know, we're a wine company that is dedicated to supporting dog rescue. Every wine that we bottle and every bottle of wine that we sell, we give 10% back to various dog rescue organizations, specifically our Heart and Paw partners. And you can learn more about that on our website as well. When you are drinking our wine, you are #sipping for a cause. What do you think about that?
I can't think of a better reason to go out and buy some wine.
I think there's a lot of reasons to go out and buy some wine right now, but
this is true.
That's
definitely one of the better ones.
One of the better ones. So we have a lot to talk about today on our show. Mm-hmm. We're going to be speaking with Christian Meyer from Rough Riders in a few. But, what's going on in the world today, Monica?
Oh, my gosh. So many things, right? We have a new president, Melanie.
We do have a new president.
And our very first Madam Vice President.
And, I'm not going to lie, right? So we live here in California, and my whole family is in Texas because that's where I'm from. So, I get different, I have a text thread with my family. I work with my coworkers out here, and it's just, all over the place. But we have a new president, Madam President. We'll leave it at that. You know what else besides the new dogs, right? I have to, this is really embarrassing, but I fractured my toe a couple of days ago.
And this is after you fractured your ankle and then your other ankle?
I fractured. Oh, wait. No, I fractured. It was the same one. Oh, that's right. I forgot about the cutting board incident. No, I fractured my ankle last year, literally around the same time, right? Martin Luther King Day. So we had a ski trip planned last year. And of course, I couldn't ski because I fractured my ankle. So the big joke has been like, hopefully I don't hurt myself because we're supposed to go skiing in 4 weeks, Todd? 4 weeks, I think, the 15th. But anyway, we were sitting by the fire and I had all the dogs there, trying to let the new dogs know how lovely it is to sit by the fire. And I kind of just stepped weirdly off of the hearth. And so I woke up the next morning and I'm like, anyway, I went to the doctor, got an x-ray. It is fractured. Maybe I'll show you my fancy shoe in a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know.
I would love to see it. Again. The return of the fancy shoe.
Here's the good thing. I had the crutches. I had the boots. I have a scooter. I have everything necessary. I am.
I mean, these are things you're going to need in your advanced age.
Kind of klutzy. Or maybe, I don't know. Everybody's like, drink more milk. I do,
Yeah.
But here's another thing I wanted to talk about, and we can elaborate a little bit more too, right? We're big football fans, right?
Yes, this is true. Go Hawks.
This is true. Go Hawks. I'm sorry they went. They flew away. My Cowboys were out.
Well, all of our teams did, yeah.
But who was the last one standing amongst the Cowboys, the Hawks, the Bears, and the Browns?
The Browns. Who would have thought?
Browns.
Well, Todd
thought.
No, Todd wasn't very optimistic about it.
He was pretty optimistic, I have to say. But hey, you know what? The Browns beat the Steelers, and that's all that really matters. That was our Super Bowl.
That was a great game. Yes, that was a great game.
But last week was a pretty great game, too. I'm going to say they held their own. I was very, very impressed with the Browns. So next year is your year, guys.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Unless it's the Seahawks year.
No, I don't think so. But, I was looking at fun facts, right? Like what happened today in history, because who doesn't like to know what happened in history?
I love to hear fun facts in history.
Back in 1984, when you were like a mere toddler of 8 years old, right? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So for those of us who remember, who might have been, I don't know, 15 or something, however old I was in 1984, there was a very iconic commercial that played in Super Bowl 18. Super Bowl 18? We're about to be Super Bowl 55. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like so many letters, because they do the Roman numerals.
Right. It was actually XVIII. So I did have to look that up. But it was Super Bowl 18, and it was an Apple commercial. It was a very, very iconic commercial. You should probably go look it up because, again, you were too young back there.
I'm going to. You explained it to me earlier, and it does not ring any bells.
It was in 1984, and it was Apple's iconic 1984. And this lady swung a big, sledgehammer into these, wall of televisions, I think it was. And I think it was kind of trying to, it was very Big Brother-esque. Because if you remember that book, 1984, which... I don't remember everything about that, but it's an interesting commercial, and I encourage you to go check it out because of the state of the world we're living in now. Big Brother is probably somewhere out there. Hopefully he's drinking wine.
Yeah, you know what? They're here in our phones. Our Apple
drinking wine.
Our Apple product.
Let's take a sip of wine, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more about it.
Sounds good.
Allison is perfect. She'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart and don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. For help keeping yours at a healthy range, text PRESSURE to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take 1.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
And we are back. You know, the boys are still sleeping. I was hoping that they'd wake up, but they are not. So hopefully we'll see if we can do that next.
I wish I could nap like that.
You know, there they are. You know, it's really funny, right? I mean, Bronny and Vinny used to sit up on the wine barrel because they were a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
And so Moose and Mayfield are the new boys, and Moose is a full-size dachshund. Moosey, he's a full-size dachshund. So our whole lives, he is a big boy. He's Vinny and a half. The other dachshunds were, let's see, the first one was like 9 pounds, and then Clyde was 11.
We're very, very petite.
Very petite. They were miniature. And then Bronny and Vinny were tweenies, so they were about 14, 15 pounds. So then here comes Moose, and it's really funny too, because when Todd and I started talking a few weeks ago about adopting some new dogs, Todd's like, well, our next dog is going to be Moose. And I'm like, oh, all right. Well, so we went through a couple of different rescue organizations, and we actually did find a puppy named Moose. But can you believe this? I shouldn't say that. I don't want to sound bitter, but we got denied for those puppies because, but I'm a little bit bitter. But no, because now I have Moose. We have Moose and Mayfield.
Yeah. You got the two that are going to fit the best in your lives.
It's true. However, they said, well, we're going to pass on your adoption application because you have a pool. And I'm like, I've had dogs for 25 years, and we've lived in this house for, 15 years now, I think. Obviously raised plenty of dogs in there, so we're responsible dog owners.
Yeah.
Nonetheless. So then Keith and Christina sent me a link to this organization called Dachshund Paws, and they found this picture of this wiener dog who looked like Vinny. I'm like, oh my gosh. And guess what the wiener dog's name was?
Look a lot like Vinny, but yes, twice his size.
So the dog's name was Melvin. Now, I'm one of those people who's really into looking for signs or the this is meant to be. Serendipity, I think we had in a previous episode, right?
The same episode last time we talked to Christian, actually.
Yeah. So his name was Melvin. Melanie, Vincent, Melvin. So I'm like, this is the dog that we're supposed to have.
Gosh, you just blew my mind.
Oh, geez, God. So then Todd was looking, I think they had six dogs available on the website. And so Todd saw, his name was Hank, and Todd was interested in Hank. And so they were saying that Hank was a Dobie Doxy mix. And we're thinking,
how does that even happen?
Exactly. So Todd he was really cute, and Todd was trying to kind of just get, a gauge on how big he was, because we're primarily a Doxy household, right?
Yeah.
So the rescue lady said, well, he's about 16 inches at the shoulder. So we're thinking, okay, well, not too big. Anyway, the way that they do it, they bring the dogs out to have a meet and greet. And if it's great, they leave them. If not, well, then you keep trying. So they brought these dogs out, and I think Moose was the first one out. And we thought that was the other one, because it was kind of confusing. But anyway, here comes Moose. Here comes this big, oversized Vinny.
Hank.
Hank. Well, no, that was Melvin. So
tank. He was the size of a tank.
He was the size of a tank. So yeah, we were gonna call Hank Moose because we thought he was bigger. But then when we saw Melvin, we changed his name to Moose. And then there's Mayfield, and of course then you have McAdoo. There's a lot of M's going on right now.
A lot of M's, and then there's little Isla.
There's little Isla and little Brawny. I mean,
little Brawn.
Brawny next to these guys looks like micro dog.
How is he doing now? It's been what, like a couple weeks now? How is he doing with the new pups?
It's been, almost 2 weeks. So, he is definitely letting them know that he is still alive and the alpha. Yes. But he's definitely kind of intrigued and curious because they're dogs, right? And he misses Vinny. So it's an interesting dynamic. Moose, the full-size Doxy, he's 3, and he weighs about 23 pounds. And then Mayfield is a puppy. He's 16 months old, and they're both rescues from Korea. Actually, let me talk about this story a little bit. So we worked with an organization called Dogs and Paws out of Hysteria, but they work with another organization called the Dove Organization, and it's Dogs of Violence Exposed. So they work a lot with, rescues in South Korea and overseas, trying to not have dogs in the dog market for food.
Yeah.
Really. So, they worked with this organization, and, thankfully, I'm going to say these dogs came from a breeder. I think it was a legit breeder, from what I'm understanding. But apparently the breeder passed away. And in Korea, what I was told was that if it's a situation like that, you either have to rehome the dogs yourself or the dogs go to the meat market. So that's where the Dove organizations, I know,
steps in and kind of helps out.
So they brought their dogs over from Korea. These dogs have passports. They have
That's amazing. I love that.
They have
My son doesn't even have a passport.
Isn't that crazy? So they have all their health records and all their little picture, their Korean names, and so it's they're pretty well taken care of. I mean, they're still rescues, which is a good thing.
But they're healthy and they look like they've been well taken care of.
Yeah,
which is great.
So they're getting used to each other. There's been a couple of kerfuffles, but the only victim has really been Todd. I don't mean to laugh because it's not funny, but both of these kerfuffles, one of my new favorite words, kerfuffle.
Yes, I like it.
It's been over food, and when you have dogs.
I understand that.
You and Mark getting some kerfuffles over some dinner here and there.
Yeah.
When we've had Brawny and Vinny for so long, and they're old men now. So when you bring new youngsters into the pack and they're not from the same litter, it just you take for granted that the dogs are always going to get along. But we're learning.
Well, they'll learn. Yeah, they'll learn how things go around there.
I mean, they've been sleeping together in the same crate. When there's not a big pork rib around or a bone, they're totally fine. But throw some raw meat in there, then it's an issue.
Whoa.
That's what happened the other day. I was literally bagging up some pork ribs, and I was asking Todd, which ones should we cook for dinner tonight? These dogs came and literally attacked. And
oh my God.
So I'm, Todd's trying to separate them. Yes. I'm trying to pick up Brawny so that he's not part of the middle of everything.
Yeah.
So that just kind of leaves, unfortunately, poor Todd to get bitten on the arm. And I think he got bit in the gluteal fold. I don't want to say it out loud, but I just did. So I'm sorry, Todd.
I guess it means maybe the pups shouldn't be in the kitchen when you're cooking dinner.
That's what we thought too. But, let's remember Sunday where we were all socially distanced watching football. There was a lot of food. There was meat. There was screaming kids. Thankfully, nothing happened.
Fine. Yeah.
And they were fine. They were totally fine. Totally fine. So, yes, I was talking about the rescue. I was talking about these boys. I'm hoping that they could wake up hearing me speak, but no, they're just down there doing their thing.
They are content. Let's leave them be.
I guess so. I mean, you know what? If I stand up, actually, that's what I should do. If I stand up and walk.
Wait, can you walk with your broken toe?
I can walk with my broken toe because I have my fancy slipper on. Do I need to show that? Should we show the dog cam? Here we go. I just want to show everybody. Just, Okay, so here they are. They're sleeping, right? And here's my cool shoe. Cool shoe, right? There it is.
It looks like half shoe, half slipper.
So comfy. And then the other shoe. This is what happens when you break your toe. I do have a dachshund sock on, though. So
I love it.
Always representing. But yes, I have this nice orthopedic fancy shoe.
Oh, that's great. That's great, Mel. You know what? You should just get another one, a matching one, and just wear those every day.
Well, the funny thing is that I actually do have my big boot. This one I can drive in, so it's good. But the other big boot, I should just, start a new fashion statement, right?
It could catch on. You never know.
You never know. So before we get into the next segment, let's really, I am drinking. I'm going to tell you what I'm drinking here.
Oh, please do. Yeah. What do you have there?
My new
2019. Little Nectar of the Dog's White.
Yeah. I've been drinking
what did I just say?
A lot. I've been drinking a lot of other wines just because, we got to take a break sometimes. But I am doing the 2019 Three Dogs White, are 80% V&A, 18% Gewürztraminer, and 2% Late Harvest Muscat Canali. It's just so nice and crisp. And, with our new label, the 3 wieners. I forget. So here's the thing. When you don't drink Nectar all the time, when you go back to drink it, you realize wow, I really love this wine.
It really is good. Yeah, the Three Dogs White is one of my favorites, for sure. I mean, it's hard to pick a favorite, but that's definitely one of them.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Opelo Zinfandel.
Ooh, nice. I've
Robles.
I feel like I've had that wine, but I don't think I've had the Zin. So how is it?
It is really good. I like Zinfandels for the most part, but I've had some that are maybe a little too fruit forward, a little too sweet. This one is perfect. I love it.
Let me see the label. Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Summit Creek.
Where is it from?
It's from Paso Robles, but it says Summit Creek. So I don't know if that's the vineyard. Maybe they have some different vineyard lots that they pull grapes from.
Did you say Paso Robles or Paso Robles?
Robles.
Paso Robles. Well, Bob is shaking his head over here. He's like, no, that's the wrong way to say it.
It's because he can't roll his R's.
He can't. Can you roll your R's, Bob? Brrr. That's a Mexican thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Christian Meyer, the founder of Rough Riders, Saving Dogs on Death Row. So let's have a sip, Monica, and we'll be back in a few.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities. But I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Welcome back to Wine Time, everybody. To explore our selection of handcrafted wines, please visit nectarofthedogswine.com. And remember, we give 10% of our sales to our Heart and Paw partners and other various dog rescue organizations. Hashtag Sip for a Cause with us. Monica, we're back.
We are.
I'm sorry, I got you in the middle of a sip. So we're really excited to talk to Christian Meyer again. He's the founder of Rough Riders, Saving Dogs on Death Row. We met with Christian back in, I'm going to say November already. And yeah, it's crazy. So let's bring Christian on and he can tell us all about his organization. And I know you have some other stuff you want to talk to him about because he's got some new stuff going on. Christian, what is happening? Hey, cheers.
Hey, Christian.
Boy. Cheers. I don't have anything to cheers with, but cheers nonetheless.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers with your water. Stay hydrated.
Exactly.
It's Sober January. I forgot to mention that. You know, some people are on the wagon for that. Maybe that's what Christian is doing. And it's fine. It's totally fine, Christian. We'll drink for you.
We'll roll with that.
We'll roll with that. So, Christian, we were just telling everybody, you are the founder of Rough Riders. We talked to you back in November, but I know you have some new stuff going on. So let's just kind of re-loop. We are re-looping right now, but let's just go back a second. Tell us how this, what was your inspiration, how your organization started?
Yeah, so Rough Riders, our main focus is transport. What we want to do is make sure that dogs get out of the rural kill shelters. Anything that's run by law enforcement, especially out in areas that don't have dog rescues or humane societies. Unfortunately, when their time is up, their time is up. So what we started doing was doing transport, pulling those dogs, bringing them here to the more metropolitan area of the Reno area, working with partner shelters, working with partner rescues, and really helping these dogs find a new home, give them a second chance at life. And of course, it was all stemmed from our dog Tahoe, who you just showed a picture of, just a minute ago. And he was our rescue that really got the whole thing rolling.
Such a beautiful dog.
Handsome. Yeah.
Such a beautiful. That's interesting.
So
sorry, go ahead, Monica.
I was just curious how transport works. I mean, how, do you work with the other rescues, the humane societies and all that to find out where the dogs are that need to be pulled? And I know that also like pulling dogs, sometimes you have to be a rescue to be pulled. Like, I don't know. How does that all work?
Yeah, so that's exactly it. We have connections with all of the different rural shelters that are out there. And we basically kind of play matchmaker. We'll find dogs that are there that are, good temperament, dogs that would make great pets. And then we reach out to our local shelter partners, our local rescue partners, find out if they want them. And then from there, we have to arrange the transport, which we do through a series of volunteers. And so we put it up to our volunteers. They go out, they pick the dogs up, sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 dogs at a time, bring them over to the shelters and rescues and do that whole process. But yeah, you do have to be a 501c3 dog rescue nonprofit in order to pull from those.
Got it.
I was just going to say, Christian, in the last segment we were talking about, so we just got 2 new dogs. One is a puppy, he's 16 months, and the other one is 3, but same kind of thing. They're rescued from Korea. So they were rescued by the Dove organization who transported them over from Korea. So that's a long ride. But then they worked with a local organization in Hesperia called Dachshund Paws. And that's where we, got them from. So it's so great that people can come together in the different ways that they need to do to bring these dogs, like you're saying, to a second chance.
Yeah. People want to help, but a lot of times they just don't know how. And so, getting involved with your local dog rescue or even a shelter makes it really easy to get your foot in the door. You can start helping and then, take a bigger role from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you've got a pretty good volunteer base that you work with, right? I mean, because you got to work with all these different schedules and, who's available. How does that work?
Exactly. So we've got our local volunteer base that, we send out to, pretty much standard shelters that we, pull from. But, there are times where we got to get a dog from Southern California to Cleveland, Ohio, for instance. And then that takes some more coordination. Facebook groups are fantastic because you can reach out to people and essentially create sort of this, relay of people, handing the dogs off, and that way nobody's driving hours upon hours unnecessarily and having to come back as well. And so it's a lot of logistics, a lot of coordination, but ultimately it's all for the benefit of the dogs.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what you thought was the hardest part of what you do, and it sounds like coordination and logistics is probably it.
It's tough, yeah. Obviously, the more hands in the cookie jar, the tougher it is, but sometimes it's just necessary.
Coordination and logistics are always hard. Sorry, but it is.
How many dogs are you usually able to transport in one trip?
It all depends on the size of the volunteer's car or SUV or van. We have one volunteer who has a panel van, and he can do 5 to 10 dogs at a time. Some people can just do one at a time. It all depends, but on average, we're transporting 3 to 5 dogs per week.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. And what areas do you typically pull from? Is it in the Nevada area? Do you come into Southern California as well?
I do. In fact, I've got roots in Southern California, and, my boys live out there. So when I'm down there, I try to make it work and pleasure. So I'll try and see if there's any dogs that can pull. We've got, great partners down there that we can, pull from. And you guys know how the Southern California shelters are. They're overrun, they're overcrowded. Yeah. And so anything we can do, we certainly try to help with that.
Do you have any crazy stories that you can tell us about any of your transport adventures?
Yeah, so one of my transports, we had a hoarding situation out in one of the rural areas and had to transport 4 feral border collies from Winnemucca, which is about an hour east of here, to the Canada border through Minnesota. And so I did that trip myself. Dealing with feral border collies is hard enough as it is. However, when I was driving through Yellowstone, of course, no cell reception, no contact with the outside world. I had just stopped at Wendy's for a hamburger and was driving through. I was eating it and realized it tasted funny. And when I looked in the mirror, the whole right side of my face was paralyzed.
What? Oh, my gosh.
And again, nobody around, no cell reception, nothing I could do about it. Of course, my brain immediately goes to, I'm having a stroke. What am I going to do? Finally get some cell reception, called my mom, who was a nurse, and we figured out it was more than likely Bell's palsy, but it turned out to be what's called Ramsay Hunt syndrome. So the right side of my face was paralyzed for about 1.5 years before I had any movement in it again.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Well, I actually,
that's a crazy story.
I actually knew a couple of people who had Bell's palsy, so I totally know what that is. What's the difference between Bell's palsy and what you just...
The Ramsay Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bell's palsy, everybody I talked to who had it said, oh, it'll clear up in a month. No big deal. I lost hearing in my right ear. Essentially, it's a more severe case of it. And there was a chance that I wasn't going to get any movement back in the right side of my face. Luckily, about after a year and a half, I started getting a little bit of movement. And even now, I'm at 90%.
Wow.
That is crazy. And here you are driving with feral dogs in the back of your car.
Yeah, a little terrifying. You know, trying to get them in and out of a hotel room in the crates. They're feral. My face is paralyzed.
It's nothing to laugh at. It's really not.
It's not. But you're fine now. You made it through. It's all good. You got to laugh at it now. Yeah.
And it makes for a great story.
Yeah.
It's always about the story.
Amazing.
I mean, that is.
So what about 2021? We all made it through 2020. What is Rough Riders looking forward, and what are your goals for this year?
So our main focus is, we're still looking to get a dedicated transport van, so that way we can move more dogs at any given time. We can dispatch at any moment, or if something like the Paradise Fire happens again, we can send over the mountain, pick up as many dogs, bring them back over here. The problem is we still can't host events. We still can't, we used to do every Thursday, trivia night at a local pizza place that was, had great turnout. We brought adoptable dogs. Can't do that anymore. So one of the things we're doing is going digital. I mean, we're already in the digital space, but, we're looking to raise money through a Instagram story campaign that I've titled Talkin' with Tahoe. And obviously, you guys saw Tahoe. He's adorable. He's my companion. So, we'll sit there and chat with him. But
how old is Tahoe now? I'm sorry.
Tahoe's 4.5, almost 5 at this point.
Oh, so cute. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically, I'll be posting an Instagram story featuring Tahoe every day for 30 days. It'll include a Rough Riders donation button, so people can go ahead and click in there, obviously, if they're enjoying the content that we're putting out. And then we're also going to encourage viewers to make their own Instagram story, talking with whichever pet they have, and adding the Rough Riders donation button there. And hopefully it gains some traction and, raises a little money. And it's something fun to do when everything else is shut down at the moment. And, who doesn't love a good Instagram story, right?
Who doesn't love a good Instagram story? And I love that wiener dog there. We're going to come back in a second and talk a little bit more about the partnership that we've had over the last couple months with Fenix Media. So we'll take a sip and we'll be right back.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier.
My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school.
Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us.
And we are back. So we were just talking to Christian about his really cool campaign to try to raise money, which we love. We're all going to try to just come together and do that. But I wanted to talk about something really cool, too. We've been partnering with Christian and his other endeavor company. Christian, you can...
Fenix Media.
Fenix Media. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Digital broadcast partner.
Our digital broadcast partner. You know, it takes a lot to kind of bring this to life every week. We work here with Mendel Mac Studios, Todd and Bob out here in Simi Valley. And as I mentioned earlier, we met Christian back in November through Rough Riders, but then he kind of mentioned, hey, I have this other company, Fenix Media. So he's been really awesome trying to help us get our show and our word out there. And we have quite a few episodes on the platform, right, that you can check out in addition to this one. Christian, where else can they find this besides our Facebook page? I'm so bad at that. Just where else?
Yeah, so video-wise, it's on the Facebook page. It's on YouTube at Fenix Media there. We're on some other platforms, including Rumble, Vimeo, things like that. Audio-wise, your show is podcast out to all of the major podcast platforms, Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, really about 20 platforms in all. So, if people like podcasts, chances are they'll find it on their preferred platform. And then we also have our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week internet radio station, which can be found at phoenixmedia.us, which your show airs live Thursdays at 5 p.m., and people can listen to it there. All they have to do is either log into an app, the Live 365 app, and look for our station there, or just go to the website, and they can stream it live at any point in time.
Your website or our website? Your website.
Our website, yes, phoenixmedia.us.
/wine time?
/wine time. Yep.
I always get the
//.
And I'm here to drink wine and give money to dog rescue and meet wonderful people such as yourselves.
Melanie, did you ever think you would be hosting a podcast?
I didn't. I didn't. I'm going to say, so we had, when we first met, we had the word serendipity, right? And then we had the word stupendous. We had stupendous, I think, did I say that earlier? The commercial was stupendous. But what was the other one? It was, I'm going to find it. It was...
Scrumptious or something?
Trulescent.
Scrumtrulescent. Christian, what is the definition of scrumtrulescent?
It is a made-up word from Will Ferrell on an SNL skit where he played James... I forget the guy's last name, but inside the actor's studio and came up with that word.
James Lipton.
James Lipton.
That's right.
It always stuck with me as a great alternative to stupendous. It's just scrumptious.
So there we have it. We used all those words in one episode and we love it. So Christian, Thank you so much for joining us. We'll come back and say goodbye in a moment, but we'll let you go. Just refresh your water since you're on dry, sober, what is it? Dryuary?
Great January.
Yes. Okay. Cheers to that. So, Monica, I wanted to just, you know what? We were kind of talking about some fun facts earlier, right? Before we get into just a little bit of our wine here. But Todd found some fun facts, and here it is. Do you know what
is full of fun facts?
He's full of fun facts. My witty, wonderful husband is.
Tell me what he came up with this time.
Do you know what a palindrome is?
I do now, yeah.
But you didn't before. Okay. A palindrome, a phrase or sequence of numbers that reads the same forward and backwards, right?
Like 818?
I guess that would be, yes. Like mom, dad, Bob, taco cat.
Yeah,
hold on. This is a dog show. It's not a cat show. I'm sorry. Race car. That's race car. Anybody?
Race car. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or was it a cat I saw? Wait, what is with all the cat stuff?
What is with all the cat stuff? I mean, I have cats.
We are equal opportunity animal lovers, but this is Nectar of the Dogs, wine time with Nectar of the Dogs.
Yeah. What else you got now? What else?
Step on no pets. Go ahead.
Oh, I like that one.
That's
Is
pertinent.
that what you tried to do? That's how you broke your toe?
Actually, I did. That's exactly what I did. I was trying not to step on my pets.
Yeah.
So what he was saying was that from January 20th, so 12021 to January 29th of 2021, you can read those numbers backwards and forwards, and they're all the same.
So we're living in a palindrome right now?
We're living in a palindrome right now.
Oh my gosh.
That's kind of crazy, right?
That is a little crazy. Yeah.
Toad's crazy. Yeah, it's toads crazy. But thank you for that fun fact, Todd, of the palindrome. We really do appreciate that,
Noon.
In addition to this day being the day that Apple played 1984 commercial on the Super Bowl, we're living in palindrome time right now.
Yeah.
So it's January, and but you know what? February's coming up, and there's a lot of exciting things in February. I don't want to say exciting; it's just February. Honestly, I'm not a big Valentine's person.
February.
It's just February.
Neither am I. You were talking about Valentine's Day. Yeah, me neither.
Galentine's, Thank you.
That I can get into.
Thank you, Amy Poehler.
Drinking some wine.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
But you know what? Another important holiday. Well, besides actually President's Day is in February, right? We know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Todd and I had I'm going to be nerdy right now. We do celebrate our first date anniversary, which is February 9th. February 9th of 2002 was our first date at El Compadre in Hollywood. And that's when I think we kind of knew like, oh, hey, this might be something. And here we are. Is it 19 years now this year?
We're more than just roommates, aren't we?
We were not even roommates at the time, but yes, that's when it happened. But you know what? Our wonderful Bob Kamek, it is his birthday on February 12th. Here he is. Well, he's over there.
That's
but
something to drink for.
Cheers, Bob.
Let's drink to Bob.
He's the big 33 this year.
Mm-hmm. 33? Mm-hmm. Is that a palindrome, or does it have to have more
than three? That is a palindrome. It's 33 and 30. Yeah, exactly. Our Bob. Oh, Bob. Bob is the one he's the one who makes me look good with the lights. He's the one who, makes me sound good with everything here. So
sound.
Mm-hmm. Sound good. Yeah. Wouldn't be able to do it without Bob.
When I'm able to be on set, he helps me look taller.
What?
I appreciate that. He puts a little box under where I stand on it.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah. The Apple box. That is, yes. We love Bob, and Todd is over there switching everything. So again, we wouldn't be able to do this without Todd and Bob.
Todd just pushes buttons, whatever. That's not hard.
So Monica, what's your fun fact for the week?
Oh, I have a wonderful fun fact, Melanie. Mm-hmm. Wait, I have to read it though. Oh, Melanie, did you know?
Monica, I did not.
The earliest.
You read it. Start over. What? Go. What? I said Melanie, did I know? I was answering. No, I did not. So,
Sorry.
okay.
Okay, let me start over. Cut.
Okay.
Melanie, did you know?
Monica, I did not.
Well, let me tell you. The earliest evidence of a grape-based fermented drink was found in China. Right? Yeah. In China, 7,000 BC.
Wow. Like the COVID-19? That was bad. I shouldn't have said that. That's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Racist.
That's interesting. That's pretty cool. I mean, you have to think about it. Back in the day, I'm sure some grapes probably fell on the ground and then they naturally fermented, and some raccoons probably came and ate the grapes and were drunk. And then people are like, oh, we should bottle this.
I want to feel like that. Raccoons are having a great time.
Another reference to Parks and Rec. Remember the raccoons?
Oh, yes.
And the time on Galentine's Day when we went and watched at the Paley Fest, Parks and Rec. Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was totally awesome.
Thank you for taking me.
Cheers to Galentine's. Yeah. Maybe we should show some of those pictures on our Instagram.
Oh my gosh. We had such a great time. You had pink hair then, didn't you?
What? I did have pink hair.
Your hair was pink. Yeah.
It was pink. And, I have to say, with all our quarantining, I am very... thank you, Christina Gray, for helping me with my gray hair, pun intended. But maybe you can kind of see that it's a little warm on top and it's cool on the bottom, because I haven't been able to...
I didn't want to say anything, but yes, I noticed.
I haven't been able to get to my, normal...
I thought it was just your new look.
It is. It's my new look. It's called Warm and Cool. But
I love it.
I did consider going back to my pink hair, but then I'm like, I don't know, maybe... we did try purple the other day.
You should call it your climate change hair.
Let's call it that. But let's bring Christian back on and say goodbye properly. Or it's not goodbye. It's so long until we meet again, because nothing is really goodbye until it's goodbye. Christian.
Deep words from Melanie Garibay.
Deep words from, yes, that is right. So in February, when you go back to drinking, that's what we're we'll do a cheers to that. Yes.
Well, I don't know if I can wait till February. So how about 3 hours from now?
3 hours from now. Okay. Great. Yes. Christian, it's been so wonderful to see you again. I know we've actually been trying to do this for a while, but schedule circumstances. So here we are. And
finally happened. It all came, the stars aligned.
The stars aligned.
Murphy's Law didn't stop us today.
Murphy's Law. Wow. Hey. But so thank you, Christian, and good luck with all of the fundraising. We're going to do what we can to help. Absolutely. Everybody out there, just check us out, nectarthedogswine.com. Buy some wine, #SipForACause. They help organizations such as Rough Riders, our Heart and Paw partner. And, it's 2021, but not much has really changed since last year.
It's still early.
It's still early
now. Give it some time.
And all I'm going to say is that there's plenty of reasons to drink wine and help dogs. That's all. Unfortunately, the dogs didn't wake up, but we'll try for that next time. So cheers, you guys. Cheers. And may dogs continue to bless your lives. Good to see you, Christian.
You as well.